The dormitory was quiet that night. The academy had just finished its welcome ceremony, and most students were busy unpacking, laughing, or exploring the shining halls of the great space station. Inside one small room, a young human named Alex sat on his bed. He was tired after a long day, but his eyes stayed on the empty side of the room. He was waiting for his new roommate. The academy rules said every student would share a room, but no one told him who it would be. Alex thought maybe it would be another human student, someone from Earth or Mars, maybe someone normal, someone who liked games or sports, but he was wrong. The door slid open with a soft hiss, and in walked, not a human. The figure was tall, almost 2 meters high. His skin shone faintly like silver touched by moonlight. His eyes glowed with a pale blue light, not like any lamp, not like any screen, alive and yet not human at all. His movements were slow, careful, as if every step was measured. Alex froze. His heart beat faster. He had seen aliens before, but only in the academy halls, never this close, never in his room. The alien carried a small black case. He placed it gently on the table, then turned to Alex. His voice was low, smooth, almost like music. "I am Kale," he said. "Your assigned roommate," Alex blinked. Assigned? By who? Why would the academy give him an alien as a roommate? He tried to speak, but his mouth felt dry. I'm Alex," he finally said. Kale gave a small nod, his glowing eyes never blinking. For a long moment, the two of them just stood in silence. Alex felt like he was being watched, studied, as if every detail of him was being recorded. Rumors had already spread among the students. Some said the academy had invited new species to study humans. Some said it was a test. Others whispered about secret experiments, but Alex didn't know what to believe. All he knew was that now his roommate was an alien. The first nights were strange. Kale didn't sleep like humans. He simply sat in a chair, eyes half closed, body completely still like a statue. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, Alex would wake up and see Kale sitting there staring into nothing. Sometimes Alex wondered if Kale was even alive. Days passed, but Kale spoke very little. He answered questions with short sentences. He ate strange capsules instead of food. He never laughed. He never smiled, and yet, he kept watching. Always watching, Alex tried to ignore it. He told himself it was just cultural differences, that aliens were different. But deep inside, he felt something was wrong. One evening, Alex came back from the academy gym. He was tired and sweaty. He wanted a quick shower before going to sleep. The bathroom door was half open. He stepped inside, humming softly, thinking Kale was still out. He dropped his clothes, turned on the water, and relaxed under the warm spray. But then, the sound of footsteps. Slow, heavy, careful. Alex turned his head and froze. Kyle stood at the doorway, his glowing eyes fixed on him. The silver-skinned alien had entered without warning, and now he was looking directly at Alex. Naked for a second, neither of them moved. Alex's mind raced. Should he shout? Should he grab a towel? Should he fight? But Kale did not move closer. He did not leave either. His eyes narrowed slightly, as if he was seeing something more than just skin. As if he was studying him again, but deeper, sharper. The silence grew heavy. The sound of water hitting the floor was the only noise. Finally, Kyle spoke in a low, almost trembling voice. "You are different?" Alex grabbed a towel, heart pounding. "What the hell are you doing?" he shouted. But Kale didn't answer. He just stood there, his glowing eyes filled with something Alex had never seen before. Fear. And then, just as suddenly as he had appeared, Kale turned and walked out. Alex stood frozen in the shower, his mind spinning. Why had Kale looked at him like that? Why did he say different? It wasn't the look of someone who made a mistake. It wasn't embarrassment. It was something else. Something darker. From that night, Alex could not sleep well. Every time he closed his eyes, he remembered those glowing eyes watching him. Not with curiosity, but with warning. He began to wonder if his roommate was really just a student, or if Kale had another reason to be here. And in the quiet of the night, as the academy lights dimmed and the station floated in the endless dark of space, Alex whispered to himself, "What did he see in me?" The question had no answer yet, but soon it would. The room was silent after that night. Alex tried to act normal, but inside he was shaken. Every time Kale moved, every time those glowing eyes looked at him, he felt his skin crawl. The memory of the shower would not leave his mind. The alien had not just looked. He had studied him, Alex wanted to believe it was an accident, but deep inside he knew it wasn't. Kyle had looked with purpose. The next morning, Alex sat on the edge of his bed, pretending to read his datapad. Cale was standing by the window, staring at the stars outside the Academy station. The silence between them was heavy, almost unbearable. Finally, Alex spoke. Why did you do that last night?" Cale turned slowly. His silver skin caught the soft blue light of the room. He didn't blink. He didn't look embarrassed. "You are not like the others," Cale said. His voice was calm, but it carried weight like stone dropped in deep water. Alex frowned. "Not like the others? What are you talking about?" "I'm just human." Cale's eyes glowed brighter for a second, then dimmed. "Human, yes, but different. When I saw you, I understood." "Understood what?" Alex snapped. Cale stayed silent. He turned back to the window as if the stars outside were safer to look at than Alex. That silence scared Alex more than any answer. The day went on, but Alex could feel the whispers. Students in the cafeteria stared at him. Some giggled, some pointed. Someone must have seen Cale leaving their room last night. Rumors spread fast in the academy. Some said Alex and Cale were fighting. Some said they were too close. Others said Alex had caught Cale doing something strange. Alex kept his head down. He didn't want attention, but the stares burned like fire on his back. When he returned to his room, Cale was waiting. The alien stood in the middle of the room, tall and silent, like a shadow that refused to leave. Alex dropped his bag. "Are you going to explain, or are you just going to keep staring at me like some experiment?" Cale tilted his head. "Would you like me to explain?" "Yes," Alex shouted. His patience was gone. Cale stepped closer. His voice dropped lower, as if he feared someone outside might hear. "My people watch humans. We always have. From the shadows, from a distance, but never so close." Alex's heartbeat quickened. "Why?" Kyle's glowing eyes locked on his. "Because humans are dangerous." The words hung in the air like a knife. Alex laughed nervously. "Dangerous? Are you kidding? Humans are the weakest species here. Everyone knows it. We can't even breathe on half the planets in this sector. We can't see in the dark. We don't heal like you. We're nothing special." Kyle shook his head. "You believe what they told you. That is good. That is safe. But I saw it in you." Alex's skin prickled. He felt as if Cale could see through him, into his bones, into his blood. "What did you see?" Alex asked quietly. Cale leaned closer. His voice was almost a whisper now. "Something sleeping. Something that should not wake." Alex stepped back. His heart was racing. His mouth was dry. "This is insane," he said. "You're just trying to mess with me. You're making things up." But Cale didn't move. He didn't blink. He looked deadly serious. "Do you think I wanted to see?" Cale said, his voice sharper now. "Do you think I wanted to know?" "No, but once seen, it cannot be unseen. Your body hides more than skin and bone." Alex shook his head. No, I'm normal. I'm just a guy from Earth. I'm not special." Kyle's glowing eyes dimmed. He turned away as if the conversation was over. But before he reached his chair, he stopped. "Alex," he said without looking back, "if the others find out what I saw, you will not survive." Alex's blood turned cold. "What do you mean, the others?" he asked. His voice was almost a whisper. Kyle didn't answer. He sat down, his tall frame folding like metal into stillness. His eyes closed, or maybe just dimmed again. Alex stood frozen, his mind spinning with questions he couldn't answer. What did Cale see in him? Why was he different? Why would others want him dead? The academy felt less safe now. Every laugh in the hallway felt sharper. Every glance from another student felt dangerous. Even the hum of the station lights above his bed felt heavier. And all the while, Cale sat in silence, watching, waiting. That night, Alex dreamed of glowing eyes in the dark. He dreamed of his own body, changing, shifting, becoming something alien. When he woke, sweat ran down his face, and Kyle was still sitting there, silent as a statue. Alex stared at him, heart pounding. Whatever Cale had seen, it was real, and it was inside him. The next days felt heavy for Alex. He could not focus in class. He could not laugh with the other students. Every time he tried to eat, he felt Cale's words echoing in his mind. Humans are dangerous, but how? Humans were weaker than most species at the academy. They needed oxygen suits, special food, even medicine just to survive in alien climates. Dangerous? That sounded like a cruel joke. And yet Kyle was never joking. One evening, Alex decided he had had enough. He slammed his datapad shut and turned toward Cale, who was, as always, sitting by the window watching the stars. "You're going to tell me everything," Alex said. His voice shook, but not from fear, from anger. "No more secrets." "I want the truth." Cale didn't move at first. His glowing eyes stayed fixed on the endless black outside. Finally he spoke, his voice soft like someone confessing a crime. "My people. We were told to watch you." Alex froze. "What do you mean, watch me?" "Not only you," Kyle corrected, turning his head slowly. "All humans. For centuries, maybe longer. Every colony, every settlement, every academy. Always one of us is near." Alex's mouth went dry. He sat down hard on the bed. "You're spying on us?" Kyle nodded once. "Observing, waiting because of what might happen." Alex shook his head. "This is insane. We're just students. We're just people trying to survive in a galaxy that doesn't care if we exist." Kyle stood, his tall frame towering over Alex. His silver skin glowed faintly in the dim light. "You don't understand. No one fears a strong creature. They fear the one who is weak. Until the day it stops being weak." Alex's stomach twisted. "You're saying humans are going to, what, evolve? Suddenly turn into monsters?" Cale stepped closer. His eyes narrowed. "Not monsters. Something else. Something greater." Alex laughed nervously, though it came out broken. "That's ridiculous. We're fragile. We're breakable." Cale interrupted. His voice was sharp now, almost angry. "I saw it in you." Alex froze. His chest tightened. "Saw what?" Cale's hand trembled the first time Alex had seen him lose control. "When I saw you, your body, it was not like the others. The energy was there, silent, sleeping, but real. I cannot unsee it." Alex's voice dropped. "Energy? What energy?" Cale exhaled slowly, as if speaking these words cost him something. "Your blood sings. Your bones carry weight beyond their size. When injured, your body responds too quickly. Even your heart. It beats like something preparing for war." Alex swallowed hard. He remembered small things. Healing faster than his friends after accidents, running longer, staying awake when others collapsed. He had always thought it was luck. Or stubbornness, maybe it wasn't. "Why are you telling me this?" Alex whispered. Kyle's glowing eyes dimmed. He turned away, his voice heavy. "Because others must not know. If they discover it, you will not be allowed to live." Alex's hands curled into fists. "So that's it? I'm supposed to hide? Pretend nothing's wrong?" "Yes," Cale said simply. "That is the only way to survive." Alex stood, his chest burning with frustration. "No, that's not fair. If humans are different, if we're stronger than people think, then maybe we deserve to know. Maybe we deserve to fight back." Cale spun, his face closer than ever before. For a moment, the blue glow of his eyes filled Alex's vision. "Fight back? You do not understand the danger. If humans awaken what sleeps inside them, the galaxy will burn. Entire civilizations fear this prophecy. They say, when the weak rise, the stars will fall." Alex sat down again, overwhelmed. His thoughts were a storm. Prophecies, energy, secrets. None of it made sense, yet all of it felt too real to ignore. Kyle's voice softened, almost kind now. "I was not meant to tell you this, but you forced it from me. Now you carry the burden too." Alex rubbed his face. "So what do I do?" Kyle was silent for a long time. Then he whispered, "Stay alive. Stay hidden, and do not let the others see what I saw." That night, Alex lay in his bed staring at the ceiling. His heart beat too loud. His body felt strange, almost buzzing with energy. He thought of all the times he had pushed himself beyond his limits when everyone else gave up. Maybe Cale was right. Maybe there was something inside him. But if Cale was right about that, then Cale was also right about the danger. Alex turned his head and looked at Cale, who sat silently in the dark. "Why me?" Alex whispered. Cale didn't answer. But for the first time, Alex saw something in those glowing eyes besides coldness. He saw pity. The academy lights dimmed at night, but Alex could not sleep. His mind was a storm. Cale's words repeated again and again. "Your blood sings. Your bones carry weight beyond their size." At first, Alex wanted to laugh it away. He was just a student, nothing more. But deep inside, he remembered things that never made sense. Recovering from sickness in half the time. Running faster than friends back on Earth. Lifting weights that should have broken his arms. Maybe it wasn't luck. Maybe Cale was right. The next day in combat training, Alex noticed something strange. They were practicing with low-gravity weights, the kind that most humans struggled to control. The instructor, a tall reptilian warrior, barked orders while students pushed themselves to keep up. When it was Alex's turn, he grabbed the metal staff. It should have felt heavy, awkward. Instead, it felt light. Too light. He swung it once and the air cracked. Other students turned to stare. "Careful, human," the instructor snapped. "You will hurt yourself." But Alex wasn't struggling. He felt stronger, faster, sharper. His hands moved without thought, his body flowing like water. For a moment, it almost felt natural. When the drill ended, whispers spread again. Some laughed nervously. Others looked at him with suspicion, and Cale just stared, silent as always. But his eyes glowed brighter than before. Later that evening, Alex cornered Cale in their room. "You saw it again, didn't you?" Alex said. Cale did not deny it. He only nodded slowly. "You cannot let others notice," Cale warned. "If the instructors report you, they will not protect you. They will hand you over." "Hand me over? To who?" Cale's voice lowered. "To the enforcers. To the ones who came before me." "They are already watching." Alex's stomach tightened. The word enforcers sounded sharp, deadly. That night, Alex couldn't stay still. He paced the room, restless, his body buzzing with energy he could not explain. Finally, he decided to test it. He waited until Cale seemed to be in his meditative stillness, eyes dimmed, body silent. Then Alex quietly stood and picked up a chair. He expected it to feel heavy. Instead, it rose in his hands as if it weighed nothing. Alex's heart pounded. He set it down carefully, then lifted it again, faster this time. Still easy. Too easy. Suddenly, Cale's voice came from the corner. "Stop." Alex jumped, almost dropping the chair. "You're awake?" Cale's glowing eyes opened fully. "Always." Alex put the chair down, embarrassed. I had to know if it was real." Cale stood. His tall frame seemed even larger in the darkness. "It is real. But you do not understand the danger. Your strength will grow. Your senses will sharpen. If you continue, they will see you." "Who?" Alex demanded. "Who's watching?" Cale's face was unreadable. "The galaxy." The following day, Alex's body betrayed him again. In biology class, they performed a small blood test to compare species DNA. It was routine, harmless. Students joked about who had the strangest cells. But when the machine scanned Alex's blood, it beeped loudly. The screen flickered, then glowed red. "Error." The instructor frowned. "Strange. This human sample is unstable. We'll repeat." But the second test failed too. The liquid inside the tube shimmered faintly like light trapped in water. The instructor narrowed her eyes. "We will send this to the central lab." Alex's chest turned cold. He glanced at Cale. The alien's face was still, but his glowing eyes were sharp, alert. That night, Cale confronted him. "They know," Cale said. His voice was heavier than ever. "The test showed them. Your blood cannot stay hidden now." Alex's throat tightened. "What will they do?" Cale stepped closer, his tall shadow filling the room. "They will take you, study you, break you open until they understand. That is what they always do with things they fear." Alex's pulse quickened. "Then we run." Kyle's eyes flickered with something like surprise. "Run? You do not understand. There is no escape from the enforcers." "Then help me," Alex said, his voice sharp. "You told me to stay alive. If you meant it, then help me." For a long moment, Cale said nothing. He turned to the window again, staring at the endless stars. Finally, he whispered, "There is a place. A hidden lab. My people used it long ago, before the academy. If we reach it, you may find answers." Alex's breath caught. "Answers?" Cale nodded. "The truth about what you are." Alex swallowed hard. His hands trembled, not with fear now, but with anticipation. For the first time in his life, he wanted the truth more than he wanted safety. But outside their room, footsteps echoed in the corridor. Heavy, mechanical, a group moving in unison. Kyle's glowing eyes widened. "They are here," he whispered. The corridor outside the dorm echoed with heavy boots. Not student shoes. Not friendly. The sound was too steady, too perfect, like a machine counting every step. Cale's eyes glowed brighter. Enforcers, he whispered. They came faster than I thought. Alex's chest tightened. He looked toward the door. What do they want from me? Cale didn't answer right away. He stepped closer, his silver skin catching the faint blue light. They want to take you. They want your blood. If they take you, you will not return. Alex swallowed hard. His legs felt weak, but inside his chest something burned, fear mixed with anger. He wasn't ready to give himself up. The door hissed. A shadow appeared. Cale moved instantly. His long fingers pressed a hidden panel on the wall. The side of the room shifted open, revealing a narrow passage. Go, Kyle ordered. Alex stared. What is this? A maintenance tunnel, Cale said sharply. The academy was built on old structures. Few know this still exists. Move. The boots were closer now. Alex didn't argue. He slipped into the passage, Cale right behind him. The wall sealed shut, leaving the room silent again. The tunnel was dark and narrow, filled with pipes and the hum of machines. Alex's heart raced as he followed Cale through the maze. Where does this lead? Alex whispered. To the outer docks, Kyle said. If we reach a ship, we may escape. Escape? We'll never make it. They'll see us, Kyle's glowing eyes cut through the dark. Not if you trust me. Alex wanted to argue, but the echo of boots behind them silenced him. The enforcers had found the passage. They moved quickly, climbing ladders, crawling through vents, slipping past glowing panels. Twice, Alex almost lost his footing, but Cale's strong hand pulled him back. Finally, they reached a grate. Through it, Alex saw the massive docking bay. Dozens of ships rested there, lights blinking, engines cooling. But the bay was not empty. Tall, armored figures stood guard, their helmets glowing faint red. Enforcers. Alex's breath caught. There's too many. Cale scanned the area. We don't need to fight them all. We need one ship. Alex shook his head. They'll see us the moment we step out. Cale turned, his eyes fierce. Then do not let them see you. Alex frowned. What do you mean? Kyle leaned closer. His voice was sharp. You feel it, don't you? The strength. The speed. The energy inside. Use it. Alex's stomach twisted. I don't even know how. Cale's grip tightened on Alex's arm. You don't learn. You release. Alex stared at him, confused, afraid, but before he could answer, the grate burst open. Enforcers! Run! Cale shouted. The chase exploded. Alex and Cale sprinted across the high metal platforms. Red alarms flashed. Sirens screamed. The enforcers followed, their heavy boots pounding like thunder. Alex ran faster than he ever had before. His legs burned, but somehow he didn't stumble. His lungs should have given up, but they didn't. Each breath came sharp, powerful, like fire in his chest. Kyle glanced at him mid-run, shock in his glowing eyes. It has begun, he muttered. Alex didn't know what he meant. He just ran. Blaster fire lit up the dock. Blue streaks sliced the air, scorching the floor. Alex ducked, heart hammering, but his body moved before his mind could command it. His reactions were faster, sharper, almost inhuman. Left, Cale shouted. Alex leapt, rolling across the floor as a blast struck where he had stood. He didn't think. He just moved, faster than ever. They reached a smaller ship, sleek and dark. Cale pressed his hand to the side panel and the door slid open. Inside. Alex jumped in, Cale right behind him. The enforcers closed in, firing. The ship shook as sparks flew. Cale slammed the controls. Hold on. The engines roared. The ship lifted, shaking against the docking clamps. Enforcers leapt forward, grabbing at the hull. Alex, without thinking, grabbed one of the clamps and pulled. It broke. Metal snapped in his hands like dry wood. Both he and Kyle froze for half a second. Then Kyle shouted, Do not stop. Again. Alex grabbed the second clamp and tore it free. The ship lurched, breaking loose. The enforcers fell away as the ship shot into the black of space. The stars stretched before them, endless and cold. Alex collapsed into a seat, breathing hard. His hands shook as he stared at the broken pieces of metal still clutched in his fists. He had done that. Him. A normal human. Except, maybe he wasn't normal anymore. Kyle's glowing eyes studied him in silence. Finally he spoke. Now you see, you are not what you believed. Alex dropped the broken metal, his chest heaving. Then what am I? Kyle looked out the window, his voice low. The question is not what you are. It is what you will become. But Alex didn't have time to answer. A red light flashed on the control panel. Cale's face hardened. They are following. The enforcers will not stop until they catch you. Alex clenched his fists. His body still buzzed with the strange energy, alive, awake. Then let them try, he whispered. The stolen ship drifted through the cold dark of space. For the first time in his life, Alex was far from the academy, far from safety. The stars outside looked endless, beautiful, but also lonely. Cale sat at the controls, silent as ever, his glowing eyes focused on the blinking screen. Red dots moved across it, enforcer ships still following. They had not given up. Alex leaned back in his seat, his hands still shaking. He remembered the moment he ripped the docking clamps apart. The strength had felt unnatural, terrifying. "Why didn't you tell me this would happen?" Alex asked. His voice was sharp, filled with fear and anger. Cale did not look at him. "Because once you knew, you could not return to being normal." Alex clenched his fists. "Normal? My life is gone now. The academy, my future, everything. Destroyed." Cale's voice was calm, almost cold. Better destroyed than controlled by them. Hours passed. The ship's alarms finally went quiet. The enforcer ships had slowed or maybe lost their trail. For the first time since their escape, Alex allowed himself to breathe. Kyle set the ship on autopilot and turned toward him. "We will reach the lab soon. There you may find answers." Alex nodded, though unease twisted in his chest. But then the door at the back of the ship hissed open. Alex turned and froze. Standing there was another student. "A human, Jenna?" Alex whispered. She stepped inside, her dark hair falling across her face, her eyes sharp and unreadable. She had been a classmate, someone Alex laughed with in the cafeteria, someone he trusted. "What are you doing here?" Alex asked. Jenna smiled faintly. "I could ask you the same thing. But the truth is, I followed you." Alex stood confused. "Followed? Why?" "This is dangerous." Her smile faded. "Because they offered me something I couldn't refuse." Cale's eyes glowed brighter. He stood, moving between her and Alex. "You betrayed him." Jenna's gaze was cold now. "It's not betrayal. It's survival. The enforcers promised me safety, a future. All I had to do was bring them, Alex." Alex's chest tightened. You sold me out?" Jenna stepped closer, her voice sharp. "Do you think you can hide what you are? The whole galaxy already knows. You're dangerous, Alex. And when people see danger, they destroy it. I won't die because of you." Alex's fists trembled. He didn't know if it was anger or the strange energy inside him, but he felt it burning again. Cale moved slightly, his tall frame shielding Alex. "If you try to call them, you will not leave this ship alive." Jenna's hand flicked to her belt. A small device blinked in her palm. "A beacon. I already called them," she said softly. Red lights flashed on the ship's screen. Cale's jaw tightened. "They are here." Alex's mind raced. He couldn't believe it. Someone he trusted, someone human like him, had betrayed him. "Why?" he asked, his voice breaking. "Why would you do this?" Jenna's eyes softened for a brief second. "Because I saw what you did. The clamps, the speed, the way you moved. You're not human anymore, Alex. You're something else. And something else is dangerous." Her words cut deeper than any blade. The ship shook violently. Enforcer vessels surrounded them, locking beams onto the hull. Cale grabbed Alex's arm. "We must move, now." Jenna raised the beacon like a weapon. "He's not leaving. Not this time." Alex stared at her. His heart screamed with betrayal, but something inside him screamed louder, an instinct wild and fierce. In one motion, he lunged. His hand closed around the beacon, crushing it in his palm. Sparks flew. Jenna gasped, stumbling back. What are you becoming?" Alex's voice was low, filled with a strength that even surprised him. "Something you should have believed in." But there was no time for arguments. The enforcers began docking with the ship. The hull groaned as clamps locked into place. Cale's eyes burned with urgency. "They will tear through. You must decide. Surrender or fight." Alex's heart pounded. His mind screamed at him to run, to hide. But his blood, the strange buzzing fire in his blood, wanted to fight. He looked at Jenna, who stood frozen in shock. He looked at Cale, who was waiting for his choice. And then he whispered the words he never thought he'd say. "I won't run anymore." The ship's door blasted open. Smoke filled the room. Armored enforcers stormed inside, weapons glowing. Cale stepped forward, ready to defend. but Alex stepped beside him. His fist tightened, the strange energy surging through every vein. For the first time, he didn't fear it. He embraced it. The enforcers raised their weapons. Alex whispered to himself, "Let them come." The ship shook as the enforcers stormed in. Smoke filled the narrow cabin. Their armor gleamed in the red warning lights, their weapons glowing like fire in the dark. Alex stood still. His chest rose and fell, but his fear was gone. In its place was something else, something stronger. The energy inside him no longer whispered. It roared. Cale stepped forward, ready to fight. But Alex lifted his hand. "No," Alex said softly. "This time." "It's me." The first enforcer charged, weapon raised. Alex moved before he even thought. His hand shot out, gripping the weapon's barrel. Sparks exploded as the metal bent under his fingers like soft clay. The enforcer staggered back, shocked. Another rushed in. Alex spun faster than he believed possible and struck with his arm. The blow sent the armored soldier flying into the wall with a crash. The others hesitated. For the first time, the enforcers, fearless, unshaken machines of order, looked uncertain. Cale's glowing eyes widened. "It begins," he whispered. Jenna stood frozen at the back of the cabin. Her hands trembled as she watched Alex move. She had betrayed him because she thought he was dangerous. Now she saw the truth. He was more than dangerous. He was unstoppable. "Alex," she whispered, her voice breaking. "What are you?" Alex turned his head slightly. His eyes glowed faintly now, a strange shimmer that hadn't been there before. His voice was steady. "I don't know, but I'm done running." The enforcers regrouped. Their leader raised his weapon and barked a command in a harsh alien tongue. Dozens of blasts filled the cabin. Alex lifted his arm. Instinct, not thought. The energy inside him burst outward. A glowing shield of light formed around him, the blasts striking and scattering like sparks on glass. The room shook with power. The enforcers stopped firing, stunned. Even Cale stepped back. Alex lowered his arm, staring at his own trembling hand. The shield had vanished, but the energy still buzzed inside him, alive, waiting. "This," Alex whispered. "This was always inside me?" Cale nodded slowly. "Yes, inside all humans, but only some awaken. Only when pushed to the edge." Alex's chest tightened. "Then why hide it? Why fear it?" Cale's voice was heavy, filled with sorrow. "Because when humans awaken, nothing can stop them. My people believe you will rise above every species, that you will rule the stars, and destroy all who resist." The words fell like thunder in the small cabin. Jenna shook her head, tears in her eyes. No, that can't be true." Kyle looked at her sadly. "It is why we watched. Why we feared. Why we sent enforcers. Not to protect you, but to stop you." Alex felt his heart pound. All the whispers, the stares, the secrets, it all made sense now. Humans weren't seen as weak. They were seen as a storm waiting to break, and now, the storm had begun. The enforcers recovered and charged again, but Alex was faster, stronger. He moved like lightning, striking, disarming, throwing them aside as if they were weightless. The energy inside him guided every step, every motion. The cabin floor was cracked, walls scorched, alarms blaring. But Alex still stood, unbroken. Finally, only the leader remained. The towering enforcer raised his weapon one last time. Alex grabbed the weapon and crushed it. Then he leaned close, his voice cold. "Tell them, tell the galaxy, humans are not weak." He shoved the leader back, sending him crashing into the wall. Silence fell. Smoke curled in the air. Kyle stared at Alex with something like awe and fear. "It is true. The prophecy lives." Alex's breath was heavy. His hands shook, not from weakness, but from the fire inside him that refused to calm. He turned to Jenna, who still stood frozen. "You betrayed me," he said softly. Tears ran down her cheeks. I didn't understand. I thought you were a danger." Alex looked down at his glowing hands. "Maybe I am." Cale stepped forward. His voice was low, almost pleading. "You must decide now, Alex. What you become will shape everything. If you lead with anger, the galaxy will burn. If you lead with hope, perhaps it will follow." Alex stared at the stars through the cracked window. Endless. Waiting. For the first time, he felt their weight, their silence, their challenge. Slowly, he whispered, "We were never weak. We were never small. Maybe the galaxy was right to fear us." Jenna shook her head. "So what will you do?" Alex's eyes glowed brighter now, filled with something new. Not just fear or anger, but resolve. What humans always do, he said. Survive. And when the time comes, Cursor, the enforcer leader, crawled away, wounded but alive. He would carry the message back to his people. The word would spread. Humans had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same.